Good day and welcome back to Elementary 72 Gaming. I'm back again with Raid Shadow Legends, and this time I decided I'm actually going to go through the more important factor when it comes to pairing up your skills. Now, you can see just a fraction of the skills that are available by looking at these options here at the top. As you can see, this is a bolster set. As you can see, that's its skill. But pairing them up means that you must know exactly what you're going for. And this isn't a simple pairing, and I'm going to show you why in a few seconds. So, when you are setting up your gear stats, you actually have to first go into, not mastery, sorry, that's my mistake. You need to first go into skills. You're going to look at what skills you have. Okay, so we have Hackler for the legends. We see that there's a provoke with, let's see, 30%. Altogether, this here can go up to 50%. So we know if we increase accuracy, this 50% has a higher chance of going. And we can see with legendaries, there's 65% that provoke will land. So we know that it's getting higher, and the more power that we have, the better this chance. There's 3/4 of a chance that provoke will land on a champion if they are legendary when the skill is fully upgraded. Then you look at the next skill. Okay, we see that there's fear, we see that there's 2 debuffs. What are the chances? Okay, the chances are pretty heavy. If we can up this here a little bit, instead of 80% chance of placing fear debuff, we can improve it. So 80% taking it up, that's 100%. So we know that will be 100%, and we know that will be a 70% decreased attack. Those are the first 2 things you need to look at as your potentials for your skills. So we've got this here, and now we're looking at it. What does decreased attack do? It means we're going to take less damage. That means we're basically buffing up our defense. If enemies have attacks that cut through defense, then we're reducing the amount of damage we take, and defense is also being negated by that. So we're really benefiting from this here. Fear can stop a turn. So this is just an example, by the way. Now we've got all of this. We know what's the set. We know that accuracy will help with placing these 2. We know that we have a continuous shield and debuff, so we know that, and heal. So we know that we can improve the healing on this champion, and we can possibly even extend the amount of time this champion lives for. You see there's a passive one, too awesome to die. Okay, so we see that it reduces damage from other champions. Alright, and we see that this champion will heal off enemy fields. So we don't really need something that's going to continuously heal this champion every turn. You could do it depending on your type of setup, and if we had the aura abilities, this here would go increasingly insane to try and fight him. But obviously my champion is a bit underpowered because of my lack of legendary tomes. So let's go look at what we have for stats. We don't need to go into the gear exactly. So we're looking at the stats on this side, we're not looking at the ads in green. So we're looking at it. HP, there's 20,000 default. That's quite a high HP. 782 attack, so we know the attack is a bit pitiful. And we know we got 1,421 defense. Okay, so if we buff defense on this champion, it's going to be unbelievably difficult to damage. So buff defense plus HP. This is where we're focusing on him. If anything else, this is going to be one of the first 2. The other thing that needs to be improved is accuracy, and then everything else is just by the way. Increasing speed will help us big time, but he's not that big on speed, so it is going to help us with negating small amounts of damage, not a huge chunk out each time. So giving this champion speed gear, would it help us? No. Giving this champion a resist set, would it help us? No, it's not going to help us, because resist is just avoiding this champion from taking on negative effects. This champion has positive effects in general, and the only thing that's really going to hurt you is a block debuff or a block heals. So that's what is needed to destroy this champion. So you need to know that there. Increasing your resist will mean that you just have less chances of being debuffed. It may not have all the effects that you want on the lower section. Is my champion set up perfectly with lifesteal and offense? Absolutely not. Now let's go in and look at where we would be looking for this champion to go. Remember, we have a high HP, high healing ability. We need accuracy, so let's go. Oh, I think I have the accuracy set here. Plus 40 accuracy would have been a massive increase. That would have taken it up almost to 100 over here if that was the stat being added. So if we could replace the damage dealing set with accuracy, this here would really improve its damage output in the form of placing its debuffs. Remember, decreasing attack saves all of my champions from heavy damage. It's a good thing to have as a default set. Alright, the next thing is this is a heavy defense champion, so let's keep looking on. Resist, as I said, not really the best of stats. Adding it to this isn't going to pull you up to a legendary format champion. We've got Frost, 20% chance to place freeze debuff on attacker. You know, it is a good one, but it's not the very best for this here. Shield, 30% HP ally shield for 3 turns. This is going to be a start round usage, not really the best. Relentless, get an extra turn. Can be used, could be useful, reduces cooldown times, not really the biggest of impacts in the entire situation. Destroy, max decreases enemy max HP by 40% of damage dealt. Okay, so we can hurt the enemy with this set. This would be a good set to pair up with this champion. A 40% decrease on the enemy HP. It's a big hit to big enemy HPs. But let's just take a different one. Stalwart, 30% damage taken from minus 30% damage taken from enemy AoE assaults. AoE is the one thing that really damages Death Knight, Ultimate Death Knight really hard. So this here is a very good set yet again. So if we increase this, we all of a sudden have a chance to pair it up with an assault type gear. So 4 stalwart and offense, destroy, no sorry, you can't put destroy, offense, divine offense, cruel. Those are definitely going to be the sets that you want to pair it up with. That's going to give you this massive boost in your overall power. The next one was reflex. 40% chance to reduce a random skill cooldown. The chance is quite low. It's a 4-piece set. Do you want to risk it? That is the question at the end of the day. If you pair this up against this, look at the effect. HP, defense, attack, accuracy. This is actually a perfect setup for this champion. Defense, accuracy, resist, attack. Right? This one just has an attack percentage. This one has both attack percentage and general attack. So this is going to be a massive boost up for the champion. Using this over this would be a fantastic way to go. But obviously it's reflex set armor, so you have to think about it carefully. 20% bonus healing. This is also a good set in that sense. You get 20% extra healing every time you heal. Is it really the best? No, it isn't. You could do better, and that's just the reality of it. Now we'll drop down to Cruel. As I said, Cruel is one of the best because it's 15% attack plus ignores 5% of enemy defense. That's actually more than the 45% default that you're receiving. Remember, this is 15%. And this is 5% of defense removed. So let's say that an enemy had like this over 2,800. 5% is gone, not 1%, 5%. That's 14 defense knocked off that 2,000. That's a massive amount knocked down. You're really gonna, no wait, am I doing it right? For 100 it would be 5. For 1,000 it would be 50. For 2,000 it would be, no, it's 140 removal. Yeah, sorry about that, my mistake on that there. 140 removal of defense, that's how high it's going. 140 coming out of that means you're gonna apply more damage there. It's a good step to think about applying, that's how come it goes. And you're gonna increase that attack ability by 15%, reducing that small figure, that 5%, with the 15% assault. That's like just stacking everything that you want on top of each other. Gives you a solid hit. Divine offense, fantastic for this champion. You're getting 15% attack plus 15% 15% HP self shield for 3 turns. This is good for starting off round where you're going to get hit very hard. It's a good increaser. Divine Life, same story. I actually didn't realize that. I thought this was 15% HP and there was a dot self-shielded for 3 turns. I didn't know that they were together. And now I'm just going to get out of here and go to the Forge. Obviously, as I was explaining in the past, the Forge is some of the best that you can have. You can see this is speed, crit damage, 50% chance of unkillable when hit with fatal hit. Good idea for Death Knight, to be honest, considering that he's going to be very tough, and if you have a revive, that's going to just make him more of a pain to take care of. Deflection. 20% HP, 20% defense, 20% chance to deflect one debuff onto attacker. I'm not even going to deny this one here. This one is an amazing set to have. If you use the deflection set on your champion, especially with one like Death Knight, the 20% HP is skyrocketing his HP, and you're giving him 20% extra defense. And there's 20% chance to deflect debuff onto attacker. So if the attacker is going to freeze you, you could freeze a heavy assault on your on the enemy side, and that is a big hit for you to actually have this here. The extra HP, extra defense, your champion is sailing through the round. He's going to keep up that high healing. Fantastic for you to go with this here over the regular. Then let's see, resilience. 10% HP, 10% defense. Mixing these two is actually just mixing the exact same set. If you did resilience for your entire set, and I'm just being honest, you're getting the exact same effect for the most part. You're just not getting this 25% chance for a debuff reflect. So if you mix these two together, you're getting the best of both worlds, getting a 6-star ability, and then with this not 6-star ability, you're getting a top class ability at the end, plus you're getting this massive bonus. You're getting 60% stats, that's more than the 45% that I currently have, and as I said, I am increasing it by compound. Accuracy speed. This here would also work with Death Knight, increasing the accuracy by 40 plus 5% speed, reduce damage, increase debuffs. Fantastic way to go. Let's see, 30% crit damage, 20% chance to change weak hit into critical hit. Not good for defensive. Immunity for 2 turns, resist plus 40. It's okay, not the very best. Not the very best as well. This is a Frostbite set. Bloodthirsty is exactly what I'm currently using, but you see this crit rate chance, it's actually going to improve my damage output. So if I am going to keep with what I'm currently using, getting a solid 6-star set of this here would be very good. I'm going to have the leech effect on my targets all the time at 30%, plus I'm increasing my crit by 12%. That 12% increase is 12% to crit damage. So, example, my which champion was it? So, Ultimate Death Knight. 12% extra defense on Retov to you. Massive amount of damage to the entire team, 12% extra. I wouldn't mind that. It's going to give me a massive boost. It's at what? 20,000 is the highest I've seen it go. So, no, sorry, the highest I've seen it go is 30,000. 30,000 plus 12%. That's a huge increase. 12% on 30,000. It won't exactly be 12% because you're adding a percentage to what's already been increased by crit percentage. So yeah, I'm getting quite a bit of extra damage. Even if it goes up by 3,000, 33,000, that would mean there's 3,000 coming back as excess damage. That's going to improve my heal 30%. 10% would have been 3. Then now it will be 3,300. Then you times it by 3 to get it up to 30%, and you're getting 9,900 heals. It's a fantastic way to boost the set. So that's the first one, so it would be a good one to increase that current set that I'm using. Guardian, absorb 10% of all damage dealt to allied champions, healed by 10% every turn. If you have a very, very heavy HP and strong resist, strong defense champions, it's fantastic for you to use. Fortitude, resistance, defense, not the best. Lethal, crit rate 10%, 25% ignore, defense. I'm not 100% sure on that. It definitely is dangerous. Could see a good usage for it, but not really my type of thing. Oh yeah, here's what I would have done. So mixing Bloodthirsty with Fatal would be my choice, to be honest. 15% attack plus 5% crit rate. This is also crit rate. So if you add these together, that's 17% crit rate. So more often crits will land. And you're getting the 15% attack bonus, which is going to up the amount of damage you're doing. You're just bonusing what you already have bonuses on. It's a massive increase overall. You might as well take it. To be honest, it's better than taking an offense set. Divine Offense is for your PvP more than anything else. In your arena battles and your tag team, taking that first hit and avoiding all the heavy hits that come out on that first turn is what you generally want to avoid. Because there will be a turn or two difference between each champion's heavy hits. It's not like everybody's going to have a deadly barrage every 2 turns on every single champion. Some people might be able to organize it, but it's very difficult to get to that point. All depends on what you set in your skills. Okay, so yeah, that's what you would have went with. And looking at all of this, Defiant at the bottom is a good step as well. You could pair this up with your Death Knight once more. You're going to increase defense and you're going to reduce AoE. So heavy frontal assaults aren't going to be so effective on your champion. It's going to help you last a little bit longer. Now there is a beginner option that I learned about from my guild, and this is something that I just have to talk about right now. This is something I didn't know that was available. You could spend 800 and you can get all the way up to 6-star rank for your scrolls instantly. Get every scroll you need to unlock all this champion's masteries all the way up to rank 6-star. Now, I've worked it out. If you use the gems to regenerate at level 50 and you decide to save up at this point, and then you use gems in that value at 800 to get everything done, you actually are going to win more with not having used the gems at all. Let's see. Let me go a champion with nothing whatsoever. I'm going to double check on that figure. Yeah, it's always 800. Okay, so from the start to the end, if you had only one champion to upgrade and you're taking it through with a powerful team, as that champion keeps increasing, you're going to keep putting powers on and you're going to take it all the way up to 6-star. You're also going to be ranking up the champion, getting XP for them, putting them up through the basic levels all the way till they reach the 5-star level. It's actually worthwhile to go through the fights because there's XP to gain, which is going to help you level up. There's silver that you gain that's going to help you buy other experiences. You're going to get other benefits as well. I'm just going to quickly round off this here with a quick 8 XP spent. You're getting all of those benefits from using your HP just to go through the Minotaur. It may not be the most crazy, but I worked it out to be what is it? If you're going to do it through the gems for refreshing, you're going to need 1,000 gems on full refresh for a single champion to get every single unlock that you want. It means the champion is going to be very powerful by the end of it. It's also with the worst case scenario, so 1,000 gems is if you don't get any of the variants and you only get the lowest in the champion every single round, so the lowest possible figures. If you get any of the high figures, that figure will instantly drop from 45 to 46. So yeah, variants will make a big difference to that entire fight. I'm just going to give it one more because 16 is easier to wait for than just 10. Okay, so yeah, that's one of the first things for me to talk about it. It is a very good idea if you are a pay-to-play player. If you're a free-to-play player, I would strongly suggest against going that route. There's more value in taking the long route around. Even for the pay-to-win player, there's more value taking the long route around. There might be some value in it for you to blast through levels. You could get further up Nightmare than where I am. I've actually managed to beat the stage where I'm going to get the chest piece, but I have to be there to monitor it because they have a block revive, and that makes it really difficult for me to progress through that level. Okay. So those are some of the basics for just the gear and how you're going to associate it. But obviously that was just me talking about defense. Attack, it's all going to base around your attack. So let's look at this champion once again. Highest stats that I can see on this one here is speed, HP, and assault. What would be one of the best things you could actually do? That would actually be to up attack and speed. Oh. I did not know this, to be honest. I didn't know that you could read up all of this here. So speed affects your turn meter. Okay. Okay, so there's it. Alright, so here's everything that I was explaining. I didn't know that it's here. Oh, there's HP, blessing. So everything gets broken down into tables. I didn't know that they did this, to be honest. And I've played the game all the way till I've reached 180 days non-stop, and then I missed a few days, had to restart the calendar, made it up to almost 300 days, and my account reset. And I couldn't get back my old account, which is why I'm using this account overall with somebody else's email, basically. So yeah, that's a really sad one to have to go through. So let's see, at 123 speed, this champion is going to be one of the faster to act champions. If I had full 200 speed, it would just be my champion taking off first shot. That would be a really big one for me to think about. I was actually going to say putting speed and attack would be one of the best things that you could do for this champion, because hyper attacking him to a 50% like double cruel, because remember, cruel is just a 2-piece set. Double cruel for this champion with a speed set, that's just going to skyrocket your attack. Remember, you're going to gain 30% additional attack. I'm only currently putting on 15%. So 30% additional assault. Speed means that I'm going to get faster speed knock-ins at 20. So that will take this up to 143. And that will also alter how I'm going to set up my skills. So I might look for a speed set of boots instead of any other type of boot for his upgrade boot. Quite easy. Buffing the skills there at the bottom with the right skills to affect the attack, and just helping his HP stay somewhere near there. Defense, wouldn't be so crazy about defense. Speed, I wouldn't really worry at that point. At 143, I will be attacking much faster than 100 base champions. I'll be faster than my Death Knight. I'll be faster than a lot of my other champions at that point as well. Okay, so that was a fun one to have figured out by accident. In terms of going through the Forge again, Fatal will be the choice over there from the Forge. Bloodthirsty plus Fatal would be even better. More crit hits, more heavy damage. Let's see, there was a champion I wanted to show. So I equipped this champion with 80% crit damage increase. And as you can see, there's a 5% crit rate. And from yesterday to today, my damage in the Demon Lord has actually skyrocketed. I'm just going to show you because it's just something to have a note of. I've done 5.81 million. just because of the increase in crit damage. That is the only major change that was made. Yesterday, altogether over here, I did 3.6. Let's see, wait, am I right or wrong? This one here has... Yeah, I did the exact same amount that I would need for a Knight's Chest on the next level. Just considering that 5.81, there is a massive increase. The champion was putting out 142,000 damage on a single blow. That's a crazy, massive hit. I lasted 37 rounds against the boss. Never made it to 50 as yet, but soon I will be in that class. As you can see, the power of this team is just skyrocketing at 132. Soon all of these will be upgraded from 1, 2, 3, 4. This champion is specially set. I actually set this champion up with a special set of gear because I'm getting ready to experiment with how I'm going to use her in the future. She's pretty useful and I had to think about it. As you can see, I'm a tech champion. I use bolster and speed. So she attacks faster, she's a better usage champion in that sense, and her assaults are pretty fair power. I might be changing bolster on her eventually so that the HP ally set isn't what I'm going for. I'm not sure what I would change for her. Not 100% as I'm saying. Extra turn, not really what I'm looking for. Destroy, not really. It's really difficult to think about what I'm going to put on there. Increasing the attack might be the option, but she isn't a massive assault champion. As you can see, obviously it's not 6-star, doesn't have the biggest amount of HP, defense isn't crazy high, speed isn't crazy high. This is pretty good. Accuracy is terrible, so 136 is what I put on there. I have to think about this here carefully. This champion is going to need a lot of work when it comes to the next set. And there's no banners here, so that's also going to make another effect later on down the line. I need to think about all of that when I start setting up the gear for the next rating. And as you can see, she is really underpowered at 5-star. Oh, this is on 4-star. Oh, so it's really low. I'll see what I can do for her and see if I can pull her up. But that's just one of the champions who really needs a big buff. This champion is pretty buffed at the moment. I can buff 1, 2. I could change the headpiece, change the gauntlets, and pull this champion to a whole new level. But I don't really think that this champion is a primary. So these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 will be going up with my first set. They're going to all be my first 5, 6 stars, and from there I will move on to the next set of champions. Unless I get a legendary, in which case things change rapidly to suit the environment. Okay, so I've explained a little bit about that setting. Let's talk about your progression into the game, and just to show that I'm not talking about anything crazy far. 45 is 1.5 months in the game. 1.5 months is nothing in MMORPGs. You need to be somewhere near here for it to be crazy. Then you know that your experience that you're talking about is changed already from the start to there. Because balances come out all the time and you feel it in these first 3 months in the game. Any balance that changes is going to hurt your overall play. Okay, so that's done. There are other things that I haven't even touched on because start of game versus end game, there are items that I used to use in the game that I no longer use, that can't be used. Things like that have also been brought to my own attention, that I've been making those mistakes with regards to how I've been using my champions. I actually wanted this here to increase. Alright, there we go. That's just your basics. I hope that you all did enjoy this. It wasn't the best of episodes, but I'm hoping to get a little bit more in depth with the next episode and explain something very awesome to you. So see you all then and have a good day.